over to the Shrine Bowl. I was reading a story on The Athletic earlier today about how the Shrine Bowl is looking to overtake the Senior Bowl, Reese's Senior Bowl. And the Reese's Senior Bowl doesn't really see them as a competition. They still see them as a lower level bowl game. I think the number was 85% of the players who played at the Reese's Senior Bowl last year ended up going on to be drafted. And the Shrine Bowl's numbers are nowhere near close to that. They tried to recruit Malik Willis to come play in the Shrine Bowl, and it looked like Willis was going to go to the Shrine Bowl until he flipped his commitment to the Senior Bowl. We're seeing the question coming out is, are we going to see recruitment for these guys to go to these bowl games like we see with the Under Armour All-American Bowl and the All-American Game played for the high school players each year? They scheduled their game this year in the Vegas area to be around the Pro Bowl game. They let players meet with NFL players at the Pro Bowl and just focused on players' health throughout the whole weekend. But the one downside of this is it cut out opportunities of players impressing at these Senior Bowls or these showcase bowls of doing so well in the Shrine Bowl. They earn an invite to the Reese Senior Bowl to then get even more exposure. And NFL staffs aren't loving the idea of both these bowl games being played at the same time because it caused them to really spread out their scouting department. And then the biggest issue with the Shrine Bowl is their quarterback play. They just have not had a big name quarterback. But speaking of risers, there was one quarterback at the Shrine Bowl that did raise his draft stock, and that was Brown quarterback E.J. Perry. He showed he had better arm strength than many thought. Perry originally started at Boston College before transferring to Brown. I believe he broke a bunch of records at Brown, and he was named the offensive MVP at the Shrine Bowl. Originally, it looked like Ty Chandler, the running back out of North Carolina, was going to be on track to win the MVP until Perry had late game heroics. And Chandler also raised his draft stock over this past weekend and showed good combination of power, speed, and agility. And then the last guy I want to talk about is a guy not a lot of people have really heard of before, and that's Deonte Knight from Western Ontario. Yes, you heard that right. Western Ontario. He's a Canadian football player. Knight struggled throughout his first day at the Shrine Bowl practices, but it wasn't long before he was a persistent threat to getting to the quarterback. He also did a good job holding up in the run game, though that took even longer to acclimate. Knight is not going to be one of the biggest names in this year's draft class, but he could be a guy who's a late round draft pick and could be a fun name to watch coming out of Canada. Guys who crushed their draft stock. De'Aaron King, former Miami quarterback, dealt with a minor injury, so he couldn't actually play in the actual Shrine game. He was playing both quarterback and wide receiver, and he just looked out of place at wide receiver, scouts were saying. And when he was playing quarterback, he checked down too much and just was inaccurate with the ball. Staying there, we're going to stay with the quarterbacks. Ty Thompson from Kansas State. Thompson had a poor game and a worse week. His timing within the offense was off, and he often made the wrong reads when he sailed the ball over the heads of his intended targets into the sidelines. He had a lot of doubters going into this weekend, and he may have in the process created more, and he's going to have a large uphill battle to go.